This season, every time Sancho's come on, he's been the best player on the pitch. And we're still playing transition football.
Bro,
He has.
we've had 3 games. Which games were those?
Bro, what do you mean, bro? Like,
Bro,
bro,
wait. So he was good against Forest. He done nothing.
bro, what are you talking about? Bro, every time Sancho comes on, bro, the team looks better, bro. Every single game this season. And he was our best player in pre-season. You're going to dispute that as well? It's so hard to watch. Imagine how hard it is to play in when you're someone like Jadon Sancho, where you're playing for a team that is happy to give the ball to the other team for most of the game. And you're someone who the majority of your qualities are technical and not physical. How can you play in a team like Manchester United? That's for players like Rashford that are not good on the ball, bro. That play in moments and that. Sancho wants to get his foot on the ball, connect with people, enjoy the game. Tottenham are getting 80% possession, bruv. Like, you want to play in a team like that? You want to play in a team like Manchester City that are probing, getting on the ball, pressurising other teams. What, a team like Man United that's going to be at home and letting the other team have the ball? I just think that they're a match made in hell, like Man United and Jadon Sancho. Genuinely, I don't think it's nothing on him. I think we got so far to go. Even a team like Brighton, he would enjoy playing at, bro. Like, it's us, bro. I'll be real. Like, we're making Casemiro look bad. So it's one of them ones where people are starting to question Lissandro. Last season, he was the best centre-back in the league, and now people are questioning him. We have to look at ourselves.
But you know what it is? Like, all of those teams that you just mentioned, if I was to compare Sancho to every single one of their wingers, he comes at the bottom of the barrel. I'll be honest. Because, like you say, sweet, Sancho needs players to link up with this and that. Bro, like,
What with the
I've
barrel?
seen
What, Chelsea got better wingers than Jadon Sancho? Who?
Wait. So are you trying to... Wait. So who
What you think Sterling's better than Sancho?
In our current setup, yes.
Sorry? You think
the way
Raheem
we
Sterling...
are set up to play...
No, forget that. No, we're talking about footballers. Forget us, bro. Forget us, because I've already said Man United is the problem in this situation, bro. Raheem Sterling is not a better footballer than Jadon Sancho. So, there's no way that he don't improve Chelsea if he goes there. That's my point. I'm not talking about people suiting our style, because our style is horrendous, bro. Like, technical players don't suit the way Man United play. They don't.
Okay, sweet.
Which is why we got Bruno and we got Mount. You put KDB in Man United, it's awful. He's doing nothing.
Cool. So you're saying, all right, sweet. He needs to be in like a possession-based team. He needs to have players around him to cook, this and that. Why is it last year, 2 games that Sancho dropped a man of the match performance in, they were the most transitional games we played? Is it a one-off? Is it a fluke? Like, he dropped the man of the match performance against Chelsea towards the end of the season. That game was just pure rock and roll. And I was seeing Sancho pick up the ball, take on Lewis Hall. Sancho was running the show, and he wasn't linking up with anybody. He was carrying the ball 30, 40 yards. There was a game before that in a month. It was against Everton. I think we beat them 1-0, 1 or 2-0.
Yeah.
Sancho, once again, ran the show, proper transitional ball. Bro, you have to bear in mind, like, he came from a transition-based team. Don't get me wrong, they were a bit more controlled. Like, their transitions were controlled.
And he had outlets, and him and Haaland were combining.
Okay, so what is it now? Is it the play style? Is it the outlets? Like, bro, you see with Sancho, I rate him technically, but there's just so many excuses when it comes to him, because it's like,
there's not.
Bro, in the league, Chelsea would not pay money to sign Sancho, where all he's gonna offer out wide is just ball retention, 1-2s. But eventually they're gonna look at him and be like, sweet, you're bringing ball retention. But in ISO, I need you to do something, bro. We've seen Jadon Sancho in isolation. He does nothing. He needs to do more. Let's be real. Like, at times.
I don't agree.
So you're telling me it's fully gone wrong at Man United? I agree with you, by the way, in terms of the way we currently play doesn't suit him to a T. But the only reason why I don't fully agree is because I've seen him last year come off the bench and be our best player when the game is just end to end. I've seen him start games and drop a minimum 8 out of 10 performance when it's a fully stretched game. So I'm thinking,
Yeah, because he's a good player, bro. Like, just because he can play in a system, that doesn't mean the system suits him. That's not the argument. It's just like there were times where Pogba played in the double pivot and he played well. He played on the left wing and he played well. But that doesn't mean that that's his position. That doesn't mean that's the football that suits his attributes the most. It doesn't mean that. Because this season, every time Sancho's come on, he's been the best player on the pitch. And we're still playing transition football.
bro, which we've had 3 games. Which games were those?
Bro, what do you mean, bro? Like,
Bro,
bro,
wait, so he was good against Forest? He done nothing.
Bro, what are you talking about? Bro, every time Sancho comes on, bro, the team looks better, bro. Every single game this season. And he was our best player in pre-season. You're going to dispute that as well?
Bro, that's pre-season. I saw
No,
Martial.
bro, you're going to dispute that. Every time the Bears come on the pitch, yeah, the team's improved, our attacking's improved 100%. Our attack does not look better without him in it. Currently, it doesn't. You're going to dispute that?
Okay, but when you say, okay, him coming on and looking good, I fully disagree with that because, bro, he came on against Nottingham Forest, half an hour. Bro, he wasn't even involved. Like, it got to a period where I was like, yo, did Sancho even come on? So, Wolves, he was good. I'll give you that. Wolves, he came on, yeah, fair play. What he offered us in comparison to Garnacho, I was like, sweet. Tottenham, it was mid. Pre-season, he was cold. I'll be honest. Pre-season, yeah, he done his thing. But we said the same thing last summer. Like, Sancho was scoring against Crystal Palace. Everybody was telling me, yo, this is Sancho's year. And then, boom, first game of the season against Brighton, pocketed. Second game of the season against Brentford, pocketed. So it's like,
bro, hey, bro, we're talking about this season, bro. That's what we're talking about. We can always go backwards. Do you know what I mean? We can go backwards to when Rashford was scoring loads of goals. I think we can both agree that he's been every single game this season. So
yeah,
we don't need to go backwards, innit? I'm saying currently, yeah, just because a player plays well in a certain game and the game is balanced a certain way, that doesn't mean that that's playing to their strengths. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just like, for instance, yeah, right now, yeah, when I said the Sterling thing, you got Chelsea fans saying, oh yeah, Sterling's cooking at the moment. Last season, you wanted to sell the guy. All of a sudden, he's had 2 good games, and all of a sudden, he's amazing again. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, based on last season, I don't know a single Chelsea fan that didn't want Raheem Sterling sold. I don't know one. So, let's not do that, innit? Like, when I'm talking about a man as a footballer, it's not about how you're performing in one game or how you're performing at the moment. It's across the board. You know, like that. Can Raheem Sterling keep up this form for the whole season? Nobody knows, innit? This is the closest to Man City Raheem Sterling that we're seeing since he's joined Chelsea. Could be because it's a new system and a new coach. So because of that, it's closer to what he likes doing. And maybe last season it was the system why he wasn't playing well. We'll find out at the end of the season. But we can't turn around and pretend that certain players don't play better in certain systems. We can't pretend that. And also, Sterling's playing on the right now. And he was playing on the left before. And he's better on the right. So we can't take context out of arguments when it suits us. We can't do that. Or else then what's the point in having a conversation?
No, but you know what it is? Fair enough. So the whole system point, I agree. Like, a system makes or breaks a player, especially in the modern game. My issue with Sancho, and this is one that nobody can dispute, is if from day one he struggled, like from day one he struggled, and he hasn't even given me a 6 out of 10, I'll be like, you know what, fair play. Like, you're struggling, you're drowning out there, you have to leave. Bro, with Sancho, it's just pure inconsistency. Because like I said to you, so wait. So you see him pre-season, he done well, and we were still playing the same style of football. But as soon as the season starts, we're now blaming the style of football.
No, he was playing in a different position in pre-season. He was playing through the middle.
Oh, so
he hasn't played through the middle there. In that system, yeah, playing through the middle just suits him better, bro. Like, that's just all it is. Like, it is what it is. The style of football's still not great, but the difference is it gives him the freedom to get on the ball and link. When you're out on the wings and you're relying on quick transitions, it suits players like Garnacho more and Rashford more than it does Sancho, which is why the manager is choosing them ahead of him.
Okay, is it not a concern to you that we spent 75 million on a winger that after 2 years we're now all on the same page. Well, I'm not on the same page to be fair, but as in after 2 years we're now thinking this guy can't play wing. Is
But he
that not a
can play
problem?
wing. But he can play wing though. I just don't believe he can play wing playing this style of football. Because if you remember remember when we had Ralphie and we were playing the 4-2-2? That was
Yeah.
some of the best football that he played in the 4-2-2. A formation, yeah, and a pressing style that's very similar to what he did in Germany, bro. So it's not that he can't play out wide, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. Systems are in place for a reason. Like we can't pretend that football is not even more so today a system orientated game than it's ever been. It is. We can't just not acknowledge systems anymore. Like we can't do that. Like gone are the days, yeah. There's very few players in world football right now that are so good it doesn't matter what system you play them in, they're gonna give you the same level of performance, bro. Like you can count them on one hand. You can count them on one hand, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? We even saw it with Liverpool, with Mo Salah, who scored so many goals for Liverpool, and as soon as they changed the system, it affected him. And he's what you would call a reliable, seasoned goal scorer. And if it can affect him, then why are next man immune, bruv? Why are next man immune of system changes affecting them? Like we can't do this, bro. And this is the problem. We can't be picking and choosing like when systems affect players and when systems don't affect players. We're seeing right now, yeah, with Caicedo now. He was at Brighton, he done his thing, yeah. Man are making fun of him. 2-3 games into Chelsea, all of a sudden, man's dusted again. And then look at Basuma under Conte and look at Basuma under the new manager. So are we gonna pretend that didn't happen as well?
No, but that's fine. Like I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
But
but it's
what I'm
football,
saying is
bro.
no, yeah, it is normal. And by the way, he won't be the first or the last player that we sign that fails to live up to expectations. That's sweet. But like I always say, my issue with Sancho is the fact that I've seen him perform under different managers in different systems. I've seen him perform out wide on the left, and then I've seen us put him on the right and him perform. Sancho is just inconsistency. That's all it is. Like you made the point earlier on. The whole is it Anton Ferdinand where he goes. If you were
Sure.
to give him a game, a 10
Give
run
him
of
10
games,
games, yeah, and tell him he's gonna play no matter what.
would he perform or not? Out of those 10 games, we put Sancho in his natural position because I know what's going to happen. We're going to play Sancho as a 10 or as a false 9. And then after a few games, everybody's going to be like, yo, you're misprofiling him. You're playing him in the wrong position. If Sancho plays 10 games, how many out of 10 do you reckon he performs in?
I think what currently?
Yeah.
I think he performs in the majority of them. I think he performs in the majority of them. You see what my problem with the whole Sancho thing is? Like someone said in the chat before, that I care more about ability than I do players contributing and stuff. What the hell do people call contribution in football? Because contribution in football now is GA. If you don't get GA, you're not contributing. That's not football. That's not football. There's a lot of players that contribute without scoring goals. There's a lot of players that contribute without scoring goals. But now in the modern game, if you're not scoring goals, you're not contributing. Like that's not football. Like even providing a solid base here for your team to build attacks off is contributing. When he comes off the bench, the way he slows the game down and enables the rest of the team to get up the pitch so we can sustain pressure on the other team. Because Rashford doesn't do that. Every time you get the ball to Rashford, head down, kicks it, tries to run past someone, it goes off. We can't build attacks with Rashford. We can't build attacks with Anthony. He's the only attacker that we have that we can build attacks off. That's a contribution. That changes the whole flow of the game. Like all these things, yeah, there's no stats for that. You can't quantify what he gives us a lot of the time. A lot of the stuff he gives us are intangible, bro. And the problem is with players like him, it's like if you're not actually watching him, you don't see what he gives you unless you fully understand the game, bro. Like he's a good footballer, bro. A very good footballer. So I don't understand. Like even my need to justify the qualities that he has confuses me. And then on the flip side, players like Bruno, do you know what I mean, that you rate, yeah, it's like I can watch this brother for the whole game and genuinely say, yo, this guy's awful. But then he'll come off the pitch with a goal and an assist somehow, a penalty and an assist, and all of a sudden it's like, yo, he's had a good game. No, he has not. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where that's where football is right now. That's where football is right now. If you got goal and assist, everything else you do outside of that gets swept under the carpet. So man are basically saying if Sancho don't start scoring goals, then he doesn't contribute. And it's similar with Jack to a certain degree as well. Jack Grealish. I see people doing stat comparisons between Grealish and Sancho. Grealish had a better season than Sancho last season. Sancho had a better GA. And people were using that as a stick to beat Jack Grealish with, even though Jack Grealish definitely performed at a much higher level than Jadon last season. Like, these kind of arguments are weird, bro. Like, to me, they don't make sense.